All right. Let's see. Hey y'all, if you're watching this on replay, I'm just trying to get to the chat right now. If you're watching this on replay and you're just joining us, I see I get people popping in. Just trying to get to the chat. Computer's a bit slow. Well, I have 4 viewers now. How many talkers? Who all's in? Hmm. Let me see. Oh, hey, Alone One. Okay, I was about to reload it because I didn't think anybody was here. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Knight. What's up? I think your name's Theron. I'm not real sure. How's everybody feeling? Got my camera off tonight because I got little babies in the room. Although they're not babies, they're, teenagers. Andrea had a great day, y'all. That's good. Hey, QP, what's up? I don't know if any of y'all were in here last night, but Mrs. MA was in here. Who else was in here? I had Sharktacon Gnaw on. I hope he comes back in. Hey, Scott Balo. Do you want to invite Scott Balo? Let me throw you in here. Let's see if you fall asleep. Andrea knows says last night was funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Andrew says he was a damn riot. I was dying. I know he was so funny. I mean, but he says a lot of true things, though. I mean, it's a lot of the things that we all go through. A lot of the same experiences we're all having. Let's see. There's Scott in here. Hey, Theron says, "Don't sleep in your car" again, Scott Balo. That was funny. Andrea says, "Nice mix of truth and funny." Yeah, I try to keep it. Sometimes I'm having hard times or whatever, but I try to keep it as light as I can because, like I said last night, if you don't can't laugh about this stuff, you'll just cry and be depressed. What's the point? You know. Let's see if I can. Really sounds like a squeaky door. Scott, is that you?
Have double. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Oh my god. What's wrong with that? Alright, I'm gonna have to take this.
Hold on, viewers. We're having just technical difficulties with Scott Balow. I sent you an invite.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I don't know what you were saying, but could you repeat it again?
No, I was just saying, hold on, people. Scott Balow's having technical issues.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. Like the fucking headphones doesn't. They don't want to like sit in the the lightning port properly for some reason.
No.
Oh jeez.
There you are. Nice.
Great. All right, I'll be right back. I forgot my other device.
Okay. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? That's funny. Andrea knows says Scott Bailey was sawing wood straight up. Yeah, he was. He was tired. Poor thing. I haven't had time to watch your stream from earlier, Patrick, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of times I catch the streams like the next day. I used to be on here like just obsessed, like, you know, I wasn't even like speaking to anybody. I was just like watching everybody's streams constantly, and I've tried to stay away from doing that because my family gets pissed off. You know, I mean, they all want to see me. I work a lot, and you know, so I end up having to watch things when they're not live 9 times out of 10. Just because people want me to be in the present moment, you know. And I've been trying to work on that, just meditating, trying to be in the present moment, you know, just not being so inside of my head, which is hard. Oh, and I just wanted to point out that Moneybags did that thing about Stay Golden Pony Boy or whatever, and my daughter pointed that out. Like how long ago? A month ago? A couple months ago? I don't know. I've got it in a live stream somewhere. Hey, Scott.
Yo.
Do you remember when my daughter brought up the Stay Golden Pony Boy thing?
Uh.
Or do you?
I remember a little bit. I don't remember when.
Yeah, but it was like, you know, Moneybags just came out with that not that long ago. So I think it's one of those things that like it's like a rolling change. Like it's, you know, some people are noticing it at different times.
Mm-hmm.
I always think those are interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
Yeah.
I guess it is basically saying that like everybody's on their own timeline anyway, in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. There could be like a frequency awareness thing. I mean, you know, because, you know, I've actually made it shift for people. Like my best friend with the Kennedy assassination, I was saying, how many people do you remember? And he was just like, oh, you know, he's like 4. I mean, and I was like, no, you know, now it's changed at 6. He's like, Martha, I just watched that. It's 4. Like, and it
Wow.
was when they were coming out with all that. He's like, I just literally watched that the other day. And I was like, go look at it now. It'll change for you. And it did. And he was just like, what? I said, I'm sorry, but you'll never see 4 again.
Did you actually tell him that it was 6, or did you just say that it was different now?
No, I told him, I said, Frankie, look at it again. Look at it again. And he's like, what? I just saw it. And I was like, no, pull it up on your computer right now and look at it. And then he was like, wait a second. But see, for me, it had changed a year before, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think we can make things change for people. Like if you
Probably.
point, if they're the right kind of person, you can pull them along. Ooh, Jams TV's watching us live.
See, I actually used to think that you actually had to say something to the other person to make it change to whatever you see it as, but if you didn't that there are six now, it might just even have to do with like you thinking it gets
Right.
transmitted to them. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, just the fact that I made him look and I knew it had changed.
yeah. Did I ever tell you the thing about what the Gone with the Wind change?
Mm-mm.
So one day I was looking up just effects in general, and then I remembered that somebody had said one of the lines in Gone with the Wind had changed, and I thought it was the uh, quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, or whatever it is.
Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
Yeah. So I watched the clip, and before I actually read what the change was, and she runs down the stairs and she says, "Wherever, wherever will I or shall I go? Whatever shall I do?" And then after I watched the clip, I looked it up, and the change was actually that line. It changed from whatever wherever to what will I do? Where will I go? And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I was like, I must have found an old clip that still stayed the same. So I went and watched it again. Not even 20, but I didn't say anything. I just like thought this in my head, and not even 20 seconds later, I went back to the same clip, and it changed to what will I do? Where will I go?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen shit like that change in real time, like the spelling of words. Like I'll look it up and I'll be like, "Look, it's I can find it both ways." I'll tell my husband. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then I'll go back and forth, and I'm like, "Damn, it disappeared."
Yeah, that's fucked.
I hate that. Or like sometimes you'll notice that like something is changing. Just like I remember I was showing you the Barney thing, and you
Yeah,
can see a couple of them are like that darker purple instead of that fuchsia pink that he is now. But soon, I bet you won't be able to find that darker purple.
probably not.
You know, that's why people get like so obsessed with it, and they sit there like if you see Unimundi, he's checking that shit every day, every day, every day, and so he'll see it change and morph over time. But it's because that's the way it does. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like he's found changes with the Statue of Liberty like three different times. He's found like three different things with the Sphinx. And by the way, this he had a video about the Sphinx. That thing does look weird now. It's like it looks like it has paint running down it.
Hmm.
It's very odd. Can you see the chat?
Oh, yeah. I had it up.
Alone One says, I see the movie Independence Day has changed for me. It has new scenes in it. Dude, Kitchen Nightmares is like that for me. I mean, I love that show and I've watched every episode, watched clips, like watched them multiple times. And now, I mean, there are episodes I have never seen before. Sometimes the episode's the same, but the situations are different.
That's
That's why I
weird.
just that's why I just can't fucking watch TV. I'm telling you, Scott, think about a show that you really loved, like growing up, like any of them, just any show, and just sit there and watch that shit. Oh, and there's a show not that long ago. My husband was like, "Do you remember that show, Head of the Class?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"What are you?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You know, the girl that was married to Mike Tyson." She was in that show. I'm like, what? And I'm telling you, I was sitting there watching. Could only find the pilot of it, and I mean, just listening to the music and watching it, like I have never fucking seen that show before. I don't know where that thing came from.
It was a
It
really
was,
shitty show. You didn't miss anything.
but I'm just saying, I think I would have known about that show.
Yeah, it was a big show.
I don't know.
There's pretty much no way you could have missed that.
I don't know, maybe. I could have
And
been
also,
tripping.
you got to think back to those times too. It's like we didn't have 2,000 channels. We had like 10.
That's true.
So you wouldn't have missed shit.
But it's like I do not remember that show, and like watching it, it's like I mean, the pit of my stomach hurt. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it was completely foreign to me.
Yeah, I've had that feeling too, and when something that like you should have known about just like pops up out of nowhere, and it's very unsettling to sit there and try to even, I don't know, absorb it or something, because it's like it's not from your world.
I just think it's bizarre that things existed that I just never had any interaction with, that just straight up weren't there, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden here they are. It's the same with like buildings or streets, or I mean, if anybody out there has seen personal changes, but I don't know, like roads being shorter,
yeah, that
businesses all of a
freaks.
sudden being closed, that shit freaks you out.
Um, Interestingly enough, like I was, you remember the show Kids in the Hall?
Yeah,
See, I'm wondering, do you remember it as being called Kids in the Hall or The Kids in the Hall?
I thought it was the kids in the hall.
That's what it is. But I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking it was just Kids in the Hall. But I don't know. Everything with the getting added or dropped fucks me up. So I'm probably just wrong.
You may not be.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of it all. But I I was obsessed with that show.
Kids
And
in the hall.
I watched it about, I don't know, 2 months ago or something with my girlfriend, and when it came out, like I think I taped it and just watched it over and over again, and and it was exactly the same as I remember, because I mean I'm talking, I remember like little little things in the scene, like the way that like the characters would look, like where they were facing, like I remember like just about everything from it, and it was exactly the same, which I found to be odd. That shouldn't everything have changed just a little bit? It's like certain things don't, and that's
Yeah.
weird.
And see, sometimes I wonder, what do the things that don't change have in common?
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe those things are made by affected people.
maybe, maybe. Are those the things that are true?
Maybe, yeah.
Because, like the wineskin things in the Bible, I mean, I've said this several times, but, now it's like bottles, and everybody knows, like, the quote is like, you don't put new wine in old wineskins because they may burst.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's bottles, which is ridiculous, which I don't know. But anyway, but if you look in the Nag Hammadi writings, it's still wineskins. Does that mean that that's a truer version?
Maybe.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if like things that change are just like, things that shouldn't be, or is it corrections?
That's what I was just gonna say. It seems to me that everything that is being changed to whatever it is now, it's like that seems more true.
Yeah.
Like maybe the lies are getting erased or something. I don't know. I'm sure I could find examples to support the other way, but I don't know. Seems to be truth is coming out.
See, Patrick Roberts says, I remember Kids in the Hall. And that's the thing about this. Like, the more I think about it, it's like I have a distant memory. Like, do I remember it both ways? But I think I don't know. I remember the Kids in the Hall, I think.
Yeah, I don't
But see,
even
that
know.
could just be a download. Like, that could be my automatic response. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know. Ben Loved is like, I just noticed a change and now I can't remember what it was. Join the club. Like our memories, it's like, and I know I have a good memory, but it's just like, it just seems like the more things change, the more It just reminds me of that movie. Is it Dark World? I don't know.
Dark City.
Yes. You know,
I think
wherever.
that
Hmm,
movie has a lot to do,
I do too.
especially the implanted memories thing.
Alone One says Easter holiday was brought about by Constantine in 300 AD, and now Easter is in the Bible in place of Passover. Is that right? Easter is an older tradition than just 300 AD, isn't it?
Easter was, I thought, initially pagan to worship Ishtar, like with the sun, like Easter, like the way we celebrate it now is like I don't think it's
I think Constantine's the one that merged the Easter, celebration, which was originally like the birthday of Ishtar. I think he's the one who incorporated it with the Bible to make it, to make it a biblical holiday, or I don't know, how do you say that? A religious holiday, a Christian religious holiday. But yeah, I think that's an older tradition than even 300 AD. So I don't know. That's why we don't celebrate it in my household. And that's why I turned and asked my daughter, because she's the one who pointed all this stuff out to us. Thanks, Ashley. That's funny. I'm crushing your head. Maybe it was pinching in your reality. I'm pinching your. Yeah, he would make a pinching thing, but it was be like, I'm crushing your head. And we used to run around
Yeah,
school doing that to each other, remember?
yeah, yeah. We did. I remember like the first season, like that summer when it came out, when we went back to school, the first day of school, I see a bunch of kids just you know, halfway across the fucking auditorium pinching other people's heads.
Alone One says Acts 12:4 is where Easter is found. What? Acts 12:4. We're going to have to look this up. It doesn't say anything about Easter. It's about Passover. It says after arresting him, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring him out for a public trial after the Passover. It doesn't say Easter.
Passover. I think it's something my favorite.
Let's see. Oh, no, let's look that up. When is Passover? Because I'm not Jewish.
Hey, Martha.
Yeah.
The person in the chat, been loved. Do you
Yeah.
remember the M being there?
No.
Me neither. Been loved. Have you always been loved, M?
Wait, what now?
Easter's usually like the beginning of April.
Well, look up when is Easter. Well, Easter has to do with the phases of the moon, and so does Passover.
Passover is kind of around Easter.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. Let me see, what was the original comment?
The traditions, like the Easter bunny and Easter eggs and things like that, that is pagan. If I've ever seen anything pagan.
Yeah. Let's see. The Easter holiday was brought about by Constantine in 300 AD, and now Easter is in the Bible in place of Passover. I mean, I don't see where it says Easter. In the Greek, it says, let's see. I mean, but how can they be celebrating Easter if, I don't know. I don't see how Easter can be in the Bible because he wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Mandela thing. I don't know.
Hell if I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's something I'm gonna have to look at further when we're not live streaming. See, a lone one says it says Easter in my King James version. Just check. Where's my Ashley, get me my it's right there in my closet. Give me my interlinear. What are you talking to your cat, Scott Balin?
There's a Kiki outside and it's meowing.
Oh,
Poor thing.
says intending after Easter to bring him forth. That's a good effect if that's the case. Okay, see Acts 12:4. I want to see it in Hebrew. I use an interlinear Bible, y'all. It's in King James Version and Hebrew. Oh, and then the New Testament's in Greek and King James.
Switch devices again.
So how was your day? Did you work or you were off today?
No, I was off. I really got to quit soon.
Quit what, that job?
Yeah, or something, because I'm already miserable, so. Okay, I'm back.
Yay. Okay, let's see, X12.
I got hit with super sadness again before, like, I don't know, like 15 minutes before you went on.
Mine says after the Passover instead of Easter. Sorry, and it's a King James. That's what it says in the Greek. Let's see what it says in English. Mine says the Passover, and it's a King James. But it's in an interlinear Bible, so it's got the Greek right next to it. That's interesting how that stuff does. Anyway. Did you see that Mrs. M.A. was on here last night?
Yeah.
Did you see her stream today?
Yeah, I was there. Were you there?
Mm-mm. I watched it later on while I was cooking dinner. That's so funny, like him jumping in the car and giving her the business.
Yeah. was gonna type in my answer, but I'll just say it's a lot less time. Ben Love asked if I got some sleep in an actual bed. I woke up at 5:07 a.m. and went back inside and then went to sleep. But then when I got up at like I think 2 in the afternoon or something, and I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't remember saying goodnight to anybody last night. And I was like, I wonder if I fell asleep. And like, but I really couldn't remember. I was like, I kind of remember getting off at some point, but I didn't. Anyway, so then I went back and was re-listening to it. And oh my Lord, my snoring.
I know you're sawing some logs. It was funny.
That was insane. I'm glad something cut me off eventually.
I booted you.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah, because you were just like...
Yeah. Probably went on for quite some time.
Ben Love said it was cute.
Ashley,
don't you have a small King James version?
Wait, what?
Don't you have a small King James version Bible?
Yeah.
Will you check yours? Huh? Alone One, she's going to grab her King James version to check. Mine's a King James version, but it's an interlinear, so that may have something to do with it. Huh? Yours is New King James? Oh, mine is, okay, Alone One. Mine is New King James, and hers is, I think, Old King James version. You know, the old speech, so might be a difference. She's going to check it. And I think I have like English Standard Version somewhere. I think I have New English Standard Version. It's the Acts 12:4. Does it say Easter or Passover? And Ben Love's going to go dig around for a King James Version.
And when he had his apprehended and he put him in prison, delivered him or pardoned any of the soldiers, even attending this Easter in mine.
Oh, Ashley says it says Easter in hers.
So they do Easter, but that doesn't make sense. Easter wasn't necessarily a holiday.
Yeah.
Then there's more like Bible together, tampered with it in some way. There's no way to
Yeah. So there you go, Alone One. My daughter looked at her King James version, and it's changed to Easter. That's why I recommend people get an interlinear Bible, just because, like, a lot of times you can sit there and look over and see what is it in Greek, and then it's got the translation underneath, and what is it in Hebrew, and it's got this Bible tends to change less than other Bibles. Oh, no problem, Alone One. Anything for you. But yeah, she checked, and hers has changed as well. Let's see, with these things, like when it's one word like that, I just never know. Like, is it a translation issue? Is it? I don't know. Now I wonder what my little pink Bible says, but I'm not going to obsess over it. So, what's your verdict?
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, no. Go ahead with what you were going to say.
What's your verdict of Mrs. M.A.? Do you think she's one of us, or? Or what?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, okay. You're kind of you're going slow for a second.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what you heard me say, but I think she's just in the first stage of it. Like, I mean, I remember kind of being like the same thing. Like, I guess I just.
Ooh, got you cutting out again. See that, people? The Matrix didn't like the truth.
Remember that. But she's like looking back.
Yeah, you're back
Martha?
now. Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's looking into things on her own, so
Damn.
that seemed to me that affected at least.
Yeah, for me, like if you're starting to look into it, I don't know, but it's like we were talking about last night. Is there a difference between being affected and seeing?
I don't know.
Hey, Sarah Kay, what's up?
Oh shit! All right, so I was gonna say, um, he found
Found what?
something that I were for years. I'm one of three or something, and
Damn, you're cutting out, Scott.
I was gonna because I remember some scene where like, hello.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
it's echoing, or it was. Technical difficulties, y'all.
I'm tired of this shit. All right.
Okay, you got it now.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not doing anything.
I know.
Well, I'll just try to say it anyway. Unamundi found a cartoon where uh, the person has piano key teeth, and they're like
Yeah.
dang. It wasn't Tom and Jerry, at least not here. It was Sylvester the cat that had it.
What?
Sylvester and Tweety, you know.
I thought that was a Tom and Jerry thing where he had piano teeth.
So did I. Apparently not
Huh.
here.
Ugh.
I was just happy that he found it because I knew I saw it somewhere.
Good night, Patrick. Patrick's had enough tomato beer. He's going to sleep. I'm just joking. I don't know what he's drinking. Sleep off that tomato beer, buddy.
But I have found, if you know how he's got a bunch of videos about the eyes changing in cartoon characters to like yellow and blue and shit.
Yes, and that is just so bizarre to me.
It is. I found a few though where they have white eyes, so at least it does exist somewhere.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those things that's in the process of changing.
Yeah. Oh, fucking A. All right. I was gonna do a video about this, but I'll never fucking get around to it, so I'll just talk about it now. You know the whole like McFarland, like that Brian McFarland changed to McFarland, and now it's McFarlane.
Yeah, McFarlane. Yeah, or whatever. Farlane.
Yeah, there's a few of those. Like Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy also changed to McFarlane. Uh, but there's another one that I think it's actually in the process of changing because I mean I noticed it a while ago, but I can't remember if it changed to Mac or not. But it's the guy that created the comic book Spawn. His name was
Yeah.
Todd, his name was Todd McFarland. Now it's McFarlane, but I'm assuming at some point it's going to be McFarlane like the rest of them. But there's a lot of residual still around that it was at one point McFarland. But
Damn.
I even found like a video where he was doing one of those Comic-Con things, and the guy announcing him like very clearly said McFarland with the D.
Really?
Corrected him. But it's not like we don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't really need proof.
Yeah. Patrick admitted he's drinking tomato beer.
Vile.
That is so crazy to me. Whatever. Ugh. So funny.
As long as I don't have to drink it, it's funny.
See, I wonder. Okay, let's look up the gematria on it because I wonder. Let's see. Wait, am I still on? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. Let me get to my calculator. So, I wonder if there's a numerical difference. So, what was it at first? It was It was MC Farland. Huh? I know, but no, we're talking about Brian McFarlane. Well, what is okay? You spell his name then. What is it? Uh-huh. McFarlane. Let's see what that one is. See, McFarlane right now, MacFarlane equals 33.
No shit.
Yep, it equals that in Chaldean. Let's see about Pythagorean. Pythagorean, it's 38. And then let's see. So what was it, McFarland?
Yeah.
Was it MAC or MC?
MC.
Okay, let's see. Take away the A. And then a D instead of an E?
Mm-hmm.
Farland. Take the E away. See, that one equals 31. Yeah.
Weird.
That's interesting, though.
But now
See,
33 or 3.
Wait, what? The new one is 33, equals 33 in the Chaldean numerology.
I'm just saying, like, do you think it's, because evil uses 33 too. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's all bullshit anyway.
I don't know. Sometimes it can be a sign. I mean, sometimes not. But I do know this, like a lot of people will change their names to equal 33.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Alone one says, does
today
anyone... What were you saying?
I was just saying, I tried to look at gematria for lunch and dinosaur to see what the difference was. And I think lunch was 58 in what do you call it, in simple gematria, and dinosaur, I know them significant, don't know that.
Wait, what were you saying dinosaur was? You were cutting out. Damn, he's frozen. So I don't like it when we talk. They don't like it. They don't like it when we talk about numbers.
101.
101. Well, the zeros don't count, so it would be 11, which reduces to 2. But see, like in Chaldean, lunch is 22, which is 4, and Pythagorean, it's the same. So let's see what dinosaur is. Dinosaur is 38, or it's 29. But they both equal 2. Let me see if lunch equals 2 ultimately.
You said 29?
That's odd because if you reduce them down to their lowest point, lunch and dinosaur are both equal 2, ultimately. That's odd. Anyway, I'd have to ask my husband what all that means. Alone One says, does anyone use Morton salt? Did you know it's Morton now?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm a salt snob. I use Himalayan pink salt.
Sometimes it actually has the, depending on the actual product, it's without it, I think, still.
No, it's okay, Scott. What do you remember? Do you remember Epsom salt or Epsom small salt? Ugh. With an N or an M?
And he remembers it.
It's in the chat. James Johnson's asking.
I'm just gonna type it up.
Okay. Let me see what the let's see what the numerical difference is. Yeah, Epsom. Yeah. Salt is ultimately 6, or it looks like, what is it with an M? It's 27, which is 9, or I don't know. I don't know what the difference is there. At any rate. It's really Epsom salt. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
I remember it being Epsom salt. Like, I don't know. Maybe I remember it both ways. I don't know. That's just one I can't be sure about. Even though I use Epsom salt all the time, and I'm always saying it like it's sun, like SON. So nice. Do you remember Ashley Epsom or Epsom? Is it Epsom salt with an M or an N?
Like M.
With an M?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what it is now.
I mean, we never really heavily used.
That's true. Well, the past year, I've been using the Epsom salts. But see, even when I say it, I say Epsom. Who knows? Gross, Penny. What is in your mouth? You better not be eating foam off the carpet. We're ripping up our floors here, and the dogs are being bad, chewing on the underlayment. That's not nice.
Martha.
Are you back?
Martha.
I could hear you for a second, but then you cut out. Scott Balo need to get closer to his router, I think. I think he's been.
When you
Huh? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I couldn't hear you for a minute, but
When you break down Epsom with the N, it comes out to, and if you put it with the N on.
See, every time you talk, like the very end of it cuts out.
I'll type it in the chat because I'm getting sick of this shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not you. I'm pissed off of this fucking shit.
Alone One says, it's strange in this place to me. On one hand, there's not a speck of dust out of place in my personal environment, but all these changes make it so unfamiliar now. Yeah. Maybe that's why things are not out of place in your own environment, because that's the only thing you feel like you can control. For me, it's like body cleanliness. It's like I have like an obsession with that. Like I have to be clean. I have to, it's like one of the things I can, you know. See, I wonder what that means. Epson equals 2 and Epsom equals 1. So maybe the 2 are becoming 1. I hate technical difficulties, y'all. That pisses me off. You would think with all of these these so-called advances in technology, sometimes I wonder if they're just put in place to fuck us up.
I think so.
You think so? Hey, did you see that video I sent you about the schizophrenic guy?
Tried to watch it, but I couldn't understand what the fuck that guy was saying.
He was sitting there saying stuff like, it's almost like he was speaking about every timeline he's ever lived.
Really?
You know? Yeah, and I mean, he had like a like kind of a brogue to his accent, so he was hard to understand. But I mean, he was saying, I mean, they were asking him stuff like, how old are you? And he's like, how long have you been alive? And he's like, 900 years.
Yeah, that I understood.
Yeah, and it was just like, ugh. And then he was saying, stuff like, this is the boy, this is the man. He's like, I was a cop, I was all around the world, I was this, I was that. And sometimes I wonder, like, can schizophrenic people just like see it all at once, like all time occurring all at once, and that's why they get so confused. I don't know. It is crazy. Insane ramblings.
It's kind of like how do I explain this? Like when people do those hypnosis sessions, and like whoever's hypnotizing them, like make it's like, are they accessing other consciousness or something? Like what's going on there?
Right. Shut the door on her. I know. Every time I stream, my dog she stands at my doorway and like barks at me. James Johnson says, good thought, MJ. 2 becomes a 1. A lot of plural becoming singular. S is disappearing everywhere. I'm just convinced there's like a message to all this. And I just can't stop my mind from like trying to break this down, because really a lot of S's disappear. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, fucking look at Rob Wood and Glenn Minks. We were talking about that today.
Really? Glenn Minks.
Do you remember that or no?
Yes. Jesus. Of course, I didn't remember it till you said it.
That's one thing I noticed like right away is like the people's names in the chats. Like, well, most of them anyway. Some I don't, but like most things I can't remember a fucking thing. But if I see a name change, like that hits me right away.
Yeah. James says my dog looks at my phone so odd every time they bark. Yeah. Your dog knows there's a real doggy somewhere. Right now, one's licking in the other one's ear. Stop licking her ear. The little one licks the older one's ear, and when she does, she gets ear infections. It's like, stop.
Can I go 5 seconds without losing cigarettes? Is that possible?
Oh my God, you lost your cigarettes again. I know it's not funny, but it's just like it happens to you every night.
Why not? I'll be right back.
Okay. James Johnson, what state are you in? Are you in the US? Oh my God. Kentucky? Oh, cool. See, we're not that far away from each other because I'm in Mississippi. Louisville. That's funny. I almost ran out of gas in Louisville, Mississippi the other day. And man, I'm telling you, it was down to the wire. I was like, because you can change the thing to tell you how many miles you have left, and it was at 0. And right as I went into Louisville, there was a gas station. Alone One asks, has anyone else awakened at night and for a moment can hear low conversation that silences when you are more awake? Yeah, I mean that not recently, but yeah, that used to happen to me a lot. Ooh, somebody was speeding.
Yep.
Ooh, see, you're crystal clear now.
Oh, really? Of course. I hear conversations, or I hear like the radio when I'm driving, but it's not even on.
Oh well, yeah. No, that happens to me constantly. A lot of times I'll be singing, I'll start singing a song, and if I turn the radio on and look for it, it's on.
But I just started getting a tone in the right ear.
Did you? Yeah, I didn't like that truth. Ben Loved, have you always had the M at the end of your name?
That's what I just said before. You didn't hear me say that?
No, I did, but I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm just like wondering, like, did Ben Love ever respond to that or?
Yeah, they said that they've always had it.
Oh, okay. I just didn't notice the response. I was like, I had my head in my Bible.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that must have just happened today for us then, because last night we would have noticed it, right?
I'm going to tell you this. I noticed it last night, but I didn't say anything because I thought maybe I don't know. Like, I hate to say something that I'm not 100% sure of. Ben Love said, since I met you, it's when you two changed to needing a last name. Hmm.
When did YouTube need a last name? I mean, I understand that.
I don't know. Ben Love says the M actually annoys me. Hmm. Is that for me vaping? I hope not. It is. Lower my microphone. My Darth Vader noises. If y'all hear that, that's just me furiously vaping. Oh no. Do you have to work tomorrow, Scott?
Yeah.
What time do you have to be there?
but I gotta get up at like 5.
Ugh. Yeah, I have to be there at 9, but I have to get up at 6 a.m. just because I need to run by the uniform store because my freaking uniforms came in from an online source and they're just the fit's not right on them. I need a different cut. So
It's absolutely insane that anybody should eat before farmers do. Why?
I know
Sick.
it's fucking bullshit. But I mean, the place I work at serves breakfast, so we have to be there.
I really got to get like some kind of. I mean, I don't want to work the fuck at all. If I'm going to get some kind of overnight thing.
Why don't you try UPS?
Nah, I want to do something where I don't have to do shit.
Oh, well, I mean, you could you could work for UPS. My husband says that those dudes stand in their trailers with their arms crossed half the night.
Yeah, but it's only half the night. I want the whole night.
Well, I mean, but they're only 4-hour shifts, and then you get insurance. But
Yeah,
I don't know, and you
that
don't have
sounds
to pay for it.
that I like.
And they're starting guys off here in Mississippi. They're starting people off at like $12 an hour. I mean, for Mississippi, that's pretty good. So probably better where you are.
Yeah, I wonder if they even have those kind of shifts up here though, because like I don't know, everything is like double, uh, shitty. Like they don't have like you can't just get like a part-time job or something and get insurance. You have to work like at least I don't know of anywhere that you can work under 40 hours and get insurance.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
I
want.
mean you can there because it's Teamsters Union. It's the Teamsters Union. So yeah, you get insurance at part time. So get it for you and your lovely lady because you just have to be declared partners. You don't have to be married.
That's cool. I actually ran into some dude at like one of the accounts that we at a hospital. There was a security guard, and I was asking about like if they're hiring or whatever. He said yeah, and I was like, do they have an overnight shift? And he said, yeah, and it wasn't terrible money, and it was like you can there, so that's fine by me.
Yeah, and probably the facilities where you are have air conditioning and heating, unlike you know, where my husband works. There's no air conditioning and there's no heating because we're in a poor state. Uh-uh. Hey, will you lock her up? You will get in your kennel? I'm tired of you crybabying. Tired of it. She's looking at me so sweet. I hate to lock her up. James Johnson says, I dislike UPS so much. Every plane they have comes over my house on a flight path. There's a national hub where I live. Ugh.
Did Mark
No. What?
you read Ben Love's last few?
Yeah, it's let's see.
Sounds like the Hat Man to me.
What's the Hat Man?
That the shadow entity.
Oh, I've never heard of that. What is that?
It's like basically death, like when death stalks people.
Do you know that when my grandmother died, I had this waking dream. It was like a lucid dream, and I could smell cedar in the room. And my grandparents had like cedar lined closets. They had a big cedar chest. So whenever we got gifts from them, it always smelled like that. We would always smell the sweaters they had stored there and given to us as gifts. And I smelled that smell, and I saw my grandfather, and he was all dressed up in a suit, and he had a hat on, like one of those old timey, like 1950s, like bowler hats or whatever they are. And I said, "Well, Papa G," I was like, "Look at you, you look nice." And he's like, "Thank you, ma'am." I said, "Well, where are you going?" And he said, "I'm taking Mary Jane," which was my grandmother. He said, "I'm taking her dancing." And he tipped his hat at me, and he turned around and walked away and disappeared. And I think that's interesting. I mean, she died. That's when she died.
Crazy.
So I just wonder, because that's part of Ben Love's hallucination. And now you're saying that that's like a death entity?
Well, it was shadow figure though. Not you wouldn't see any features really.
Okay. See, Ben Love says his appearance seemed to change when he went to disappear. A large brimmed hat appeared and he was wearing an overcoat.
Yeah, that's what
Damn.
a lot of people say that. They just call it the Shadow Man. I don't know what it really is, but they said it's like a big, uh, almost like a sombrero type big, but it's like a flat brimmed hat.
Oh, really?
I think they said an overcoat too, or whatever you call those things, trench coat.
Ben Love says, I saw his face. What did his face look like? Short gray hair, like a military person. Happy. Abby cries unless I hold her paw. Blue eyes. Late 50s. That's interesting.
Have you ever noticed that like 99.9% of all actors have the same color eyes?
What color is that? Blue?
Like a very light blue or grayish blue.
Hmm. No,
I
I've never noticed it, but
don't know if it means anything. I just happen to.
well, I know that that blue eyes is like the absence of genetic material, really. Stop it, Abby. You can't chew my hands. She's such a needy dog. James Johnson said reptilian color, LOL. Yeah.
Fucking. Oh, God damn.
Your neck's hurting?
Not as bad as the other day, though.
Yeah, mine's gotten better. I think a lot of people's necks have been hurting lately.
Yeah,
Wonder if our spines are changing or
probably.
let's look at the connection between the skull and the spine.
Say again?
I said I'm gonna look at the connection between the skull and the spine, like and see something changed.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think it was Texas Danny who said in a
Hmm.
chat that his neck was really fucked up too. But a couple other people said it.
Oh my God. Okay, let me screen share this. Let's see. Now, let's see. Now, do you ever remember this little part right here?
What little part? Oh, that? No.
Dude. I mean, did the shit ever stick out that far?
I can't say for sure.
Dude, look at that one. Can you see it like all the way at the bottom, like this bottom picture here?
Hmm?
That big ass bone right there. I mean, has it always been like that?
I would say no, but I don't really pay attention to that shit.
Let's see what people in the chat are saying. Ugh, whatever, dude. Are those eyes hollow? I don't know. Yeah, they are. That's interesting. Okay, let me screen share that again. Oh my God, really, dude? Okay, let's see. Look, hollow eyes.
That's interesting.
Let's see. Let's look at some more. Look, those are hollow. Oh, and it's Monkey Depot. Awesome. Those aren't. But look like these. But you know, these are artist renderings. So look at that one. Those look hollow. Look, those are kind of big.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's keep looking. Damn.
That red one that you showed, that looked like it had hollow.
Yeah, I know. Wait, let me see. Wait, there it went. Look at that. That's fucking weird looking.
Yeah, it's creepy.
That's not. Dude, does anyone remember the spine bones like sticking out this far? Especially by the neck. This looks like a fucking dragon. Look at that. It's weird. No, no. That's odd. Look at that one. That one looks, I mean, it doesn't look as filled in as it normally does.
It's hard to tell.
I know, they're kind of far away. Damn. What I don't remember is this fucking fracture across the bone like that right there. And then I don't remember like the nose, like there being a like a joint line right there between the nose and the like the nasal bone and top of the forehead.
Yeah, that's all new to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Even how the nose has a little protrusion at the top, like that wasn't there. It was just like a flat skull.
yeah, yeah. Now all skulls have that fucking protrusion. It's just so. See, it looked more like this, where it's just like flat.
Fucking weird.
I don't know. Oh, there you go. That's about right. I'm sure that's. I'm sure that's what it's headed towards. Started growing it this past winter, a few inches long. Raleigh says, I said the cheekbones are crazy looking. Yeah, they really are.
I just
Hey,
thought of
Raleigh.
a change. Um, Nobody know probably because it's like it has to do with a skateboarder from the '80s. Hal Peralta. If you ever followed skateboarders or anything, the guy's name was Mike Vallely, but I
Yeah,
remember Mike Valley like a long time ago. I don't know who the hell's gonna know that.
my friend Frankie would.
You should ask.
I'm going to ask him that one. I'm going to write that down, Mike Valley. Because, I mean, Frankie used to sit there and like build his own skateboard ramps and just really into it.
How old was he?
He's the same age as me. He's only like half a month younger than me.
Then he'll probably know if it.
James Johnson saying, does your neck feel like you slept on it wrong on your right side? Mine's been like that since Monday morning.
I don't even know. It's like the whole neck hurts. It's like, well, actually, I don't know. It's all over.
Mandy says, I got two vertebrae right top near skull fused together. Looks weird on an x-ray. Huh. Ben Left wants to know, can you get cannabis oil, Scott Balo?
I can get weed. I just don't really like it that much.
Yeah. Alone One's asking Scott Balo, do you have to hold your head in a certain position for long periods of time at work?
No.
Fuck.
Here's
Ben
some.
Love says if you can find it, mix it with coconut oil or olive oil and rub it on sore spots. What did you find, Scott Balo?
Send it or I'll put it in the chat. It's old skull in a drawing.
Hmm.
Skateboard. Come on.
Ben Love says it works unbelievably well. I wish I could. I wish I could do that stuff. Once I'm off of paper, I'm gonna try it.
Shit.
Ooh, Raleigh says he found a professional drawing that has South America about right. Let's see. Let's search it and screen share and see. Ooh, it won't let me see that. Let's see.
Okay, I just put a link down.
Okay. See, I couldn't find a map when I searched that. Let's see. Oh, what that the old school deck?
Yeah.
It's got red eyes within it.
I'm gonna send another one. This that the skateboarder I was talking about. Look at this elephant or whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
The tusks look weird. They're like pointing downwards.
What? Let's see. Oh, that's weird.
I don't know if they've always been like that or not, but I think it's odd. Yeah.
That's really strange looking. It's a scary looking elephant.
Cool.
Has his name always been spelled like that?
That's what I'm saying. I remember it being just Valley.
Ugh.
Oh, this is interesting.
What?
On Google, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but if you're searching for a certain name and you don't want the current reality name to be on there, you just put like a negative sign. So I put Mike Valley skateboard and then minus and a bunch of things as Mike Valley, Powell Peralta skateboards. So it was an effect as far as I'm concerned. Because why would it up otherwise?
Yeah. Well, see, and I asked somebody that the other day. Like when you search something and you wanted it to be, like, say you know, it had to include something, you would put a plus in front of what it had to include. And they were saying, no, you put it in quotations. And I thought that was a Mandela effect. I was like, no, but somebody had told me that the operating system's changed, or I don't fucking know. I'm like, whatever.
It probably isn't. And, is that strong of a memory for you? Makes sense.
Well, you just said like if you wanted it to like you were using a minus sign.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what made me think about it.
Why wouldn't it be a plus for the other way?
Correct. Yeah. Hey, you see that? Look at what I'm screen sharing.
That's weird. Its tusks are little. It's
Well, they're pointed down too. Those are coming up. Those are coming up. Oh, like look at this guy.
they look pointed up to me.
Are they? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing it on a small screen though.
Yeah, they are pointed up.
Put in another link. This is on Amazon. Not that that really means anything, but you that they mess up someone's name like that.
Let's see. There it is, Mike Valley. Oh, look, and the tusks are pointing up.
Weird.
I'm just saying, with his name misspelled, it's pointing down.
Hmm. Therion Knight said, "I remember it as just being Valley too."
Not anymore.
Cool.
Because if you, let me see. Yeah, because here you go. Freaking Pinterest. That's odd. You can put it in parentheses as well. Raleigh asks, does anyone remember that the bottom of the Mona Lisa having no paint at the bottom, 20% of the painting?
It's very funny that he asked that because I was thinking that too, but then I thought maybe I'm just messing that up with the George Washington painting.
I mean, I always remember being able to see her hands,
I
but
can't
I don't know.
tell you that background looks weird to me. I don't remember a background at all, quite frankly.
I remembered it being like more blurry, you know?
That's probably one to keep an eye on, though. Also, is that George Washington painting? It's probably going to have all sorts of shit going on in it.
George Washington painting. Let's see.
Where the bottom is like ripped off or whatever.
Yeah. It looks like there's already a couple different versions of it. One's got a darker background than the other. Was it an unfinished painting?
That's weird.
Look, it looks like he has a halo around his head, like he's holy. You see that?
Dark though. It's maybe that's a evil halo.
But see, like if you look at this painting, it's darker.
Jesus, look at his cheeks.
Yeah.
That's different.
What, that they're rosy like that?
Insane. He looks different.
Yeah, agreed.
Wow. there's a whole bunch of paintings or whatever of him, and none of them look like I remember.
Is that the way you remember him, or he looks different?
Um, yeah, I would say that's the closest. Something's a little off though.
Yeah.
And where's that one really famous one? I can't find that at all.
Let's see. This one,
Yeah, but
like his presidential.
the bottom is usually missing.
Well, yeah, that was the one I had up a second ago. This one,
Yeah, but even
right?
that's, I don't know. I'll try to find it.
This one,
I don't know. That looks wrong somehow.
yeah. Look at that one.
Yeah, it's weird.
Look at that one. It looks like a woman in that one.
Probably was.
Yeah, you know how that works. Gosh, she looks different in like every painting.
Oh,
That's one that I remember right there.
yeah, it's close.
That's weird. What about this one? He looks bored in this picture.
I found something close. I'm gonna put it in.
Okay. Raleigh says, I don't recall the rosy cheeks.
Yeah, that's definitely like off.
Aw. Raleigh says, I asked everyone to pray for my friend Ocean, and now we will probably get married.
Sweet.
Aw. Well, congratulations. Best wishes. It's a good thing to be married. Look, he's got like a 5 o'clock shadow in that one.
Weird.
Oh, it's an article. There's the painting. Look, his face looks gray.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, good gravy.
there are so many different fucking pictures of him, and like, did nobody looked like? Because
I know. Look at this one. Look at that. I mean, it's like, who the fuck is that? Look at that one. Yeah, he looks different like in every portrait.
yeah,
Look
I
at
found
this one. He looks like a freaking scarecrow or something in this one.
else did like an amateur that looks closer to what I remember.
That one is just so. I've never seen that portrait before ever. I've never seen George Washington depicted like that, like looking like that.
It was so much simpler when we were younger because there was like one picture of each of these people.
Ah, okay, let's see what this one is. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's closer.
It's a neat painting. Not that I would buy it, but I'm just saying. Pretty neat looking. Aw, Raleigh says, true story about Ocean. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're going to get married. You want me to Irish crochet you a ring bearer pillow? I'll mail it to you. James Johnson asks, anyone remember learning in school that he had wooden teeth? Yeah, he had wooden dentures. Why? Are you saying he didn't have wooden teeth now? Not now.
Wow.
Dude, that's not true. See, stuff changes like that make me mad because I remember like in his house, they have his house as a museum. They had examples of wooden teeth there. And I even remember watching a documentary about it and just thinking how disgusting that was and how do you eat with wooden teeth? Like, ugh. And how he had several sets of them because, wood, once it gets wet, it just gets messed up.
Yeah, that you know what, and when you think about that, that is like such a bullshit story. He never had wooden teeth. That's nonsense.
See, Raleigh remembers wooden teeth. Raleigh also says, when we pray as a group, things really get going. Ocean's been a friend of mine for several years, so I want to ask you guys to all pray for her. She wrote me a letter that we should hook up. Oh, well, I'm glad our prayers worked for you. Because I remember you asking me to pray for a friend, and I certainly prayed. James Johnson says he never chopped a cherry tree down either.
Of course not.
I mean, I learned that in school because, he lied to his father about it. Or no, he didn't lie to his father. He chopped a cherry tree down. His father asked him about it, and he said, I cannot tell a lie. And that's like a famous little, it's something they teach school children at any rate. Raleigh says they say the teeth had springs in them. I guess for when he's chomping up and down. It's nasty.
So ridiculous.
Raleigh says they say there are two Mona Lisas now. I remember hearing about that.
I remember something about this. Like,
What did the lights go on again?
I got my camera off anyway, baby. Hmm. Raleigh says, be careful what you pray for because you just may get it. And that's so funny because my husband says that to me all the time because I'll say, like I'm praying for the land to go through, for us to get the land, for the land to go through. Like I'm really focusing on it. And he's like, be careful what you pray for. You may not like how you get it. So he's worried it's going to like cause like somebody to die for us to get it.
Well, that's not good.
My parents aren't doing well, so
Oh, really?
yeah. The funny thing is, when my mother dies, I will inherit a large lump of land, and it's like AAA farmland. It's up in the Mississippi Delta. The land's valued at about $4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's got a large plot of woods attached to it that used to belong, well, they used to rent it out to a hunting club, but they don't anymore. They stopped that when my grandfather died. Raleigh says, ready to laugh. Yeah, I'm ready to laugh.
There's that bird again.
Oh my goodness. And what time is it? Yeah, it's almost 1 in the morning, and there goes the bird.
I got something for you to laugh at. This is the ugliest picture of George Washington I've ever seen.
Put it up in the chat and I'll look at it. I'll screen share it.
Holy shit, he looks like a bird.
Okay, Raleigh says, so you may know that I said when we've been best friends for nearly 10 years and I'm 100% Christian, right? So guess what Ocean is? I don't know. Let's see. Is she a Buddhist? I'm going to say she's a Buddhist. That's my guess. Okay, I'm going to see what Scott Velo put up.
Look at that face.
He looks like a bird, like a vulture or something.
Ugly motherfucker.
Wonder why his cheeks and nose were always rosy like that. Maybe he was an avid golfer.
Drinking children's blood or something.
Yeah, that was his vampire facial. James guessed it. Wiccan. Full-blooded witchcraft. Reads tarot cards and everything. Too funny, huh? Theron Knight says it's 6:48 a.m. in the UK and not heard or seen any birds here. Good night, Raleigh. And let me know if you want me to crochet you a like a ring bearer pillow, or I'll send you some pillowcases with a crocheted edge on it for your wedding gift or something. Theron Knight said, didn't men used to wear makeup in that time period? I don't know. Maybe. Hey, Prelim. Sorry, that was me vaping.
There's a bunch of videos on YouTube where people put Mike Valley also for the skateboarding guy.
I'm doing pretty good, Prelim. How are you doing? I saw you recently subscribed to my channel. Did you get unsubscribed by YouTube? Thank you for resubscribing. I miss seeing you around. I love all of your groovy thoughts and all your artwork, and you're a cool guy.
I'm gonna have one. I'm going to bed.
You're going to bed?
Yeah, in a few minutes.
Heard that. I'll be saying that all night tomorrow and day. On your back. Heard that.
But
Nice.
thank you. Thank you. I got really tired tonight too at like 8 o'clock. I don't know why I didn't just go to bed then.
Yeah.
Off all day tomorrow.
That's the thing. If you go ahead and go to bed, you'll probably feel pretty good, by the time 5 rolls around. I mean, 5 hours of sleep's enough.
Yeah. Just the going tomorrow though makes me want to kill myself.
What, just not going in?
No, I'm saying the thought of going to work tomorrow makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah. I was so excited about having my chef uniforms come in today because I was expecting them tomorrow, and then the cut just wasn't right. Like my chest is just too big.
That's
It really does. I hate I hate being chesty.
I'll probably have bigger ones than you.
I doubt that. Mine are an F.
Okay.
No. It's horrible. I try to wear the ones that kind of restrict. But like even when I was younger and I was really thin, I mean they were always too big for my frame. I always kind of wished I could have them reduced.
They take out when they do that.
They what?
So what do they take out when they do a reduction?
Just I think just fat. I guess fat cells. I don't know. And Ben Love says that must mean you hate the job. He does. Well, he doesn't really. I don't know if it's the job or the people.
It's all of it. There's like a couple good, that couple dudes I can somewhat relate to, but I don't know. It's just that everything is pointless busy work. Like none of it is really necessary. That's what.
Yeah. James Johnson says his eyes are like mood changing us. Yeah, mine are like that as well. Like if I'm very upset or I'm going to cry, they become like this really bright, bright color. And also, I find like my diet really does predict what my eyes are going to look like. If I've been eating a lot of junk, they're bland and dull. Just like Prelim was saying, sometimes those are dull and bland. But yeah, if I eat well, they're brighter. Did y'all hear that? My kids are making noises. James Johnson says mine are the opposite. Upset, they're dark. Happy, they're bright. Yeah, if I'm starting to cry or get emotional, they get just really bright.
find that painting on YouTube.
What painting?
George Washington one. Just
James Johnson says, not experienced hexagons yet, though. Yeah, we were all going through a phase where people were trying to make their eyes a hexagon, and I just wouldn't do it.
yeah, I didn't really care about that.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and try to make my body do something that, I don't know, especially a hexagon. It's like something about that symbol doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. I just don't want to be asked to do things like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just kept thinking, like, why am I doing that? Like, there's a hex. They say that Saturn is Satan, and there's a hexagon on top of it. So, like, why would I try to why would I try to make my pupils do that? Preliminal says finding a job that's just right, even at a job you don't like, you have to be respectful of others. Set an example of how you want others to treat you. A proud person too cool for everyone is effed, is fucked. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always try to be. I'm like a cup half full kind of person. I always try to be pretty happy because I always find that like your mood affects everyone, everyone around you. I can walk into a situation at a place I'm working and everybody's upset or stressed, and I just find that if I'm happy and cheerful, it can change the tone of the day.
Yeah, true. It's just very hard for me to get into a good mood at all. So
Unless you're with me.
yeah. Thing. I mean, around you guys, if I could be around you all the time, I'd probably be pretty chipper. But around all these assholes.
Don't worry, we'll get our land soon enough. I just got to make it happen. I keep trying.
I wish I had some dough to like throw your way, but I'm fucking broke.
Well, see, I mean, the situation keeps lining up and it looks like it's going to happen, and then something happens. It's just like, I mean, we've been trying to do this for like 2 years now.
I thought it was something you just started.
Mm-mm. This has been going on for a while. See, because the reason we originally are doing it is kind of like a prison outreach situation,
That's really amazing.
What?
Um,
Nah, that's what we're supposed to do, I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, you would help somebody if I
If I
mean, you do help people.
do, but can't even take care of myself. Jeez.
And that bird is so funny.
He's always in the same spot.
I wonder what kind of bird it is.
Um,
You get like a high powered flashlight tomorrow and try to shine it in that direction and see if you can see what it is.
yeah. I think I have a pretty powerful flashlight somewhere too.
James Johnson says hexa in German is witch.
Ah.
That's why I didn't want to do it.
Always follow
Preliminal says the Saturn hexagon appeared to me right before I noticed all the changes. Okay, let's see what the link is. Sorry, guys. My chat was like slow or something. Okay. Let's see. Let me screen share.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing with me. Like when the effect started, like that hexagon on Saturn came out of nowhere, but a lot of shit did. So it's hard for me to even know what in the.
So there's hidden symbols in this. Oh my god.
I mean, I didn't watch it yet. I figured that would be interesting to watch.
He's pointing downward.
Mm.
Let's see. Got this little thing. Hmm.
Seems pretty much a given. Anybody with any status in this world is, serves evil.
This is true. It's a requirement. I mean, that's why a lot of us have so many financial difficulties, I believe, you know? There's a rainbow in the background.
Mm.
Oh man, I lost my chat.
That's not good.
I'm no good. There it goes. Masonic hands, yeah. Yeah, because if you think about it, hexagon has got the word hex in it.
Mm-hmm.
James Johnson says, sounds like Rowley is okay with the witch. Yeah, that really surprises me because even last night, we were kind of like cutting up and cursing and stuff in the live stream. And he was like, he says, I'm not even supposed to be listening to anything that's like got cursing in it. And he left the chat because, he left the stream because of it. And now he's okay with, I don't know, that's a little odd to me. But to each their own. It's your life. You have a right to live it. Yeah, James Johnson says, yeah, he's very religious. Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't seem like he'd be okay with that. That's a little odd. Maybe we shifted.
He was cursing at me one night pretty good. See that big orange star or whatever the fuck it is again tonight? It's always in the same spot.
It's a long star?
Orange one.
An orange one. Wonder what that is. Do you have Stellarium?
Nah. He said what it was the other night. I don't remember though. Jupiter, maybe.
It's in 2008. Somebody was asking about it.
The
Is it part of the? Is it right near the Big Dipper?
um, it's hard to see any stars tonight, so I couldn't even say. I really don't see any stars around it that are bright enough. But whatever. Big fake sky anyway.
I think it's Arcturus, is what it says here. See, it's a big orange star.
I've never even heard of that.
Me neither. Betelgeuse is another another bright orange star. Look at this shit. Wait. Oh. Look, there it is. Betelgeuse. I didn't know that that was like a that was a thing.
Wait, you didn't know that Betelgeuse was a star?
No.
Really?
Uh-uh.
I wonder if that's like from like a long time ago.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, that's not something I really study. So can I name the stars? I guess if you discover one, you can. I can't recite what the stars are.
You know what?
James Johnson says Jesus kept sinners as friends. This is true.
Do you remember, Martha, when they had that thing you could buy a star?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. They'll milk you for anything, won't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could buy a star and like have the certificate given to someone. You could name it after a girlfriend. I remember all that.
We should start a fucking company. You can name a grain of sand on this beach.
Oh. James Johnson says you could buy land on the moon too.
Hope that's a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
Oh, fucking sick.
Candy cupcakes. How are you doing, beautiful lady? James Johnson says it's not a joke. Oh my goodness. You'll like this one, Scott Balo. Preliminal says, I believe the correct interpretation of hell is reincarnation and living in a chaos realm that is distant from God. That's what humans are. That is what Earth is. This is a form of hell.
Yeah. I'll say. Don't you think there should be a? I mean, I know we talked about this the other night, but once you realize that you're not part of this, and you don't want to be here anymore, that you can go home.
There are channels out there that say that. I mean, there are people that say that you live this out until you decide, and you can go when you're ready, just as long as you don't have any attachments or anything holding you here. And you do have an attachment.
Yeah, but it's people. That's be different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck me. How could you really be attachment free?
Yeah, Candied Cupcake says, in whatever reality you perceive, yes, you are your reality.
What does that mean?
It's like, in whatever reality you perceive, like you can stop it whenever you want. I mean, I don't know though. James Johnson says, "Can I take my kids along on my trip?" I think that's part of what holds us here. Ooh, Candy Cupcake's got a story. Yay, story time.
I really should be going, but whatever.
You can't leave until you hear Candy Cupcake's story. James Johnson, this has been going on for a long time. I have not blocked QP. Here, and I'll prove it to you. Since I'm screen sharing. I'll show you everybody I got chat. I got not chat, blocked. No, it's under community, I think. These are the people I have blocked. QP is not among them, and I can't see her. So on my end, it looks like she has blocked me. So I don't know. But she says she hasn't, so she's not blocked, though. Promise. There are just some people that can't interact with my channel rationally, is another one of them. Oh, wait, I don't know. Yeah, okay, I'm presenting. Let's see.
What the fuck is a mukbang?
I don't know. It says my stream is bad. Come Okay. Candy Cupcake says I was full on being videotaped tonight. My date slash friend caught it. I messed up when I did that mukbang. I don't know. Waitress asked my YouTube name and gave it. Huh. Unknowingly thinking about the content. That is weird. Thinking about the content I have listed on my channel. Anyway, anyhow, small town, very small. I was exposed already with my local community. Ugh.
All right, one more cigarette, then I'm going for real. Oh, I'm gonna be so fucking tired.
Prelim says, I dreamt last night I was on a huge blue spaceship and we encountered a massive dark moth creature in space, and it sent a small moth type creature that got inside the spaceship. Chicken challenge. They exposed your chicken. Be proud of your chicken challenge, Candy Cupcakes. Don't even worry about that shit. Most people are jerks. That's the thing. I mean, don't let people like, embarrass you or call you out. I mean, so what? I mean, just be like, yeah, and you're not a local weirdo. Be proud.
We're all weirdos, but fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, just like Svetlana's always saying, I'm proud to be crazy in this place. James Johnson says someone you need to meet is coming soon. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Preliminal. That's the thing, Ben Love. Normalcy is a television lie. So we are the normal ones. That's the thing. It's not normal to not see this stuff. It's not normal for, um, just to believe whatever's spoon fed to you and not question anything. I mean, to believe without questioning is insanity.
But on the other hand, too, Martha, it's like, I don't know about you, but I'm at the point where, like, I really don't believe anything. And that's kind of weird.
Really. James Johnson said, this is the only place I fit in. This is my fam. That's right, James. We love you. We accept you. You're like us. I mean, and a lot of us are, I mean, we're so different, but, we're so similar in other ways. But, each one of us is different and we just accept each other. Like whatever you think is accepted here, you know. Affected people are the most open minded people. Well, most of them. Ben Love says, "What if Pre you were on that ship? Yeah, you might be a super soldier." I do too, Ben Loved. I mean, I like being open minded because you just never know. And I mean, if I'm wrong about something, I can admit it. That's fine. I mean, I think this is important for us to get together and talk like this because, we learn new things, getting a step closer every day, I think. Even though some some people feel like this is just never gonna be answered, I think it will be at some point. Preliminal says this world may be a ship traveling in limbo space. That could be. James Johnson says we understand each other because we've experienced so many of the same things. Yeah, we really have. And I think, MA's right about some things. Like, you really have to like examine um, people's histories and see who's the most similar to you. Just in like just sheer things that you've experienced. So, I mean, because there are people, even in our community that it's like there's a piece missing, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know. Preliminal thinks this is a correction institute for souls struggling. Maybe.
Why'd they make it harder?
Yeah, why is it harder?
I already felt crazy enough in the old world. Now I'm fucking full blown.
Yeah. Preliminal says we're in the outside. We're drifting outside of the true sane reality. James Johnson says, I wish we were closer geographically. Well, that's why I keep trying to buy this property. So, I mean, people who want to could come live there. And then, it could be a place where people could meet up, you know? I almost wish I just had like a freaking camper van. I could just travel around and go see everybody, just be like an Irish traveler. Preliminal says, why is it harder? Good question. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is to prove we're ready for what comes after this place. Theron says, I would like to go to the United States, but I don't know if I would get in. You're in Canada, aren't you, Knight? Why wouldn't you get in? I mean, you're not allowed to just come and be a tourist.
I think he's UK.
Oh, okay. We should be able to. Oh, UK, but yeah, you should be able to come and visit. My sister's in Cyprus, and she comes and visits all the time. Oh, you can't travel if you're a felon? I was hoping I could travel once I got off of parole. Don't feel bad there, and I got one too. You know that, I'm sure.
I guess he did something nice for someone too.
Probably. I did it the wrong way, though. I helped that girl the wrong way. Candy says, love me some criminal. Ooh, girl. If you're not on probation or anything, you should be able to get a passport. Just go try to get a passport and see what happens. Ben Love says Canadians with a record can't go into the States. Huh.
But really, that's like a good thing. They're rewarding Canadians with a record, I guess. All right, I guess I better go.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting tired, and I've got to work a double at the restaurant tomorrow.
Yeah.
Candy Cupcake says, too bad I love me a Canadian boy toy. I know they've got cute accents. But at any rate.
All right. Goodbye, everyone in chat, and good night, Martha. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. You know, you're my partner in crime. Good night.
Oh, good night.
Thanks, James Johnson. You're awesome. I'd like to have you on sometime. You want to come on tomorrow? Look, here's my email. Let's see. Anybody's interested, you know, email me. I'll send you a link to jump in the chat if you want. Theron Knight says apparently using punches is not helping hands under UK law. That's the same reason. See, my husband's a felon too. That's the same reason he's a felon. He punched some guy in the head and cracked his skull. We love you too, Candy Cupcakes. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. Remember, I love you. All right, y'all. I'll be back on tomorrow night. And then after that, I don't know if I'll be on for a little while. My husband's going on vacation for 2 weeks. So I'm a live stream, make some videos when I can, but he's not a big fan of this. And, you know, whenever he's home, he wants me all to himself. But love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. And y'all, I mean, there's my email. Email me if you're ever interested in coming on and having a chat. Bye, y'all.